I like to think I find some of the best deals out there, but they are never on Rightmove. I'm going to be showing you something old, something new, and something you've never thought of before. Let's start with letters. They've been around since the dawn of time, around 500 years BC. And let's face it, it's not exactly revolutionary, right? But letters and leaflets are an effective way of getting in front of people. Well, you might be thinking, why are we even talking about sending a letter? Well, let's think logically. What's happened over the last couple of years? People have been forced in many ways to work from home. And now that we're in the new norm, let's face it, the new norm isn't that normal. And actually, I don't know about you, but office blocks around the UK are emptying, with the big companies realizing that actually the slight reduction in efficiency more than makes up for the huge cost impact of those offices. And so people are still working from home, meaning that you've got more availability of their attention when you post something through. The first thing to be thinking about with letters is, how do you actually find the addresses? Well, first of all, if you're looking online, I target properties that have been on longer than 3 months, but shorter than 6 months. The reason for this is, once you get above 6 months, they've been online for that long, most of the time the agents just keep it on either deliberately for marketing purposes, which is illegal by the way, or they're just not on the point about getting them offline. I've done it, it happens, okay? But also above the 3 month mark, because most agents only have a 3 month contract. What you can then do is go on Rightmove Sold, and you will be able to find the full address of the property. Not only that, Zoopla is a great tool. On the Market and Booming, which is a very new product by Michael Bruce of Purple Bricks, and it's really helping accelerate the journey for estate agents. So it's a great new tool to get on them. Also think about Gumtree, On the Market, and of course eBay and things like that. You'd be shocked what you can find on eBay. Next is the layout of the letter. Well, there's two ways of approaching this. Number one is an engagement letter, and number two is an offer letter. So let's go with the engagement letter. Let's make it nice and personal. Dear Vernon, the vendor, 'tis I, Jamie of... No, okay. So, dear Vernon, it's Jamie York here. I'm actually looking to buy a couple of properties in your area, and yours looks great. I've seen that it's been listed on XYZ estate agency for the last 5 months, and I have no idea why it hasn't sold. Anyway, if you're still looking to sell, as I said, I'm looking to buy 2 more properties this month, and I'd like to talk to you about purchasing yours. The way you can get in touch is by calling the number below. Now, quick tip with that, never, ever, 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 ever put your website name on there. The reason for this is, if you have got in front of the person, you've got offline marketing in front of somebody, why would you take them online? Let's say yours is, I don't know, Yorkshire Home Buyers. They do not. When's the last time you went www.yorkshirehomebuyers.co.uk? You don't. You go on Google and you Google Yorkshire Home Buyers, right? What's the problem then? As soon as you Google it, you are one of 28,673,552 search results, and I can guarantee you are not coming on the top. So keep it simple and make sure you've got your one clear call to action. Number two is the offer letter. This is a little bit more direct, and it helps in a softer market. Now, we are in a bit of a harder market, and what that means is a seller's market. Vernon is a little bit tougher than usual to crack. So the way that this works is, you already know roughly what you can pay for the property. I'd always assume around an £8,000 to £10,000 refurbishment, just for the purpose of this letter. I then run my numbers on it, knowing that the value of the property doesn't really matter. It's what I can pay. I know what a 3-bed's going to rent for, and I'm assuming that £10,000 refurbishment, I can offer Vernon 136,000 based on that. So the way that I would do that is, dear Vernon, 'Tis I, Jamie York again, and I'm writing to you to confirm that I can pay $136,000 for your property. I've seen that it's been online with XYZ estate agent for the last 5 months, and for the life of me, I cannot work out why it hasn't sold. Anyway, my offer of $136,000 is valid for the next 72 hours, and just so you know, I factored in a £10,000 refurbishment on your property. If it doesn't need any works at all, I'm more than happy to up my offer slightly. Please do get in touch. Here's my contact details. Really nice, direct approach that often gets somebody picking up and negotiating with you. Let's move on to social media ads. This is the high-tech 21st century of getting in the face of every single human you want to talk to. Now think about this. What is the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning and the last thing you do at night before you go to sleep? Not that, you dirty buggers. I'm talking about checking your phone. The last thing I do, or the first thing I do, is I open up my phone to go to my emails, or of course, Facebook. Now, this app is the bane of our life. It takes over and dominates. So this is your opportunity to turn that around and utilize the platform for your benefit. And of course, I'm talking about Facebook ads. Other ad platforms are available. So the way that I use this Facebook ad is you can actually set it up. I've actually done a video on how to set up a Facebook ad. You can check it out. We'll put a link in the description. And there are some complexities to this, so it is an hour-long video. But what you can do is set up a Facebook page, Jamie Buys Houses, and I can do an image. I actually have some of a dog right now trying to buy houses out there. Get comments like, since when do dogs buy houses? Is all good, and you get to target the right people. For example, people going through repossession, you can actually help them. People that have gone through probate, unfortunately somebody's died and somebody's inherited. Maybe they're repatriating, so they're moving to a different area. All of this you can target within Facebook ads. And so instead of just posting random leaflets and letters, what you can then do is get an ad in front of the right person and follow them around the internet. But it gets better. How about joining number 1 and number 2? And here's how we get a little bit complex with something called pixels. When you watch your TV and you think, what a beautiful picture that's coming up, that's actually made up of thousands of little dots, right? Each one of those dots is called a pixel. And on Facebook, when you pixel a page, you are tracking them. So you then follow them around the internet. Have you ever thought, oh, do you know what? I'll look at some boots online, and suddenly you are seeing 20% off Timberlands or Uggs or whatever other boots you've been looking at. And you think, that's really weird, right? That is pixels and cookies doing its work, stalking you wherever you go online. So how does that join to number 1? Let's imagine you've got this leaflet or letter. Now you've got your basic interest. Hi Vernon, Jamie here. And you put the offer, and at the bottom you've got please turn over. And then on the back, you've got a QR code. And you've got a big arrow saying, please scan me. Now this is where it gets a bit geeky, but bear with me. You then scan, you know, if you go to your local Nando's, you don't go up and get a menu anymore, you scan the QR code, right? It then takes them to a landing page or a website. And imagine this, you're a vendor, Vernon, you get your leaflet, you scan it, and on your phone I come up and I go, hey Vernon, all right, I wouldn't say Vernon, and I'd say something like this. Hey, my name's Jamie, thanks for finding yourself here. You're probably here because you got a letter or a leaflet through your house, and I just really want to reiterate that I am real, and yes, I am looking to purchase a property. If you have got a property and you're looking to sell it right now, I can give you a free, no obligation offer within 48 hours, and if it works, amazing, we'll get it in legal straight away, and if it doesn't, hey, you've wasted a 10-minute phone call. If that does sound like you, just fill in the details below and we can make that call happen. Pretty cool, right? How they're instantly going to me, but here's where it gets really cool. Remember that pixel that I said? They've got a pixel now following them around the internet. So whether they fill in their details or not, imagine for the next 30 days, they are getting ads. So if they haven't filled in their details, I'd be retargeting them on Facebook, which is like pennies to do, by the way, saying, hey, are you looking to sell your house? Hey, are you looking to sell your house? Hey, are you looking to sell your house? Not quite like that, but ad, doing that. But if they have filled in their details, imagine this. Imagine for the next 30 days, because they are looking to sell their property. We know that for a fact now. But they might be considering other people. How about I've got 5 vendor ads. Vendor is somebody looking to sell their property, with me chatting to Gladys, who's been struggling to sell her property for 5 months. And then I found Jamie buys houses. And you know what? He made it a really smooth transition. He promised this up front and he delivered all the way through. I strongly recommend, if you're looking to sell, then I get in touch. And then you've got Vernon's cousin on there going, hey, I'm Vernon's cousin. I worked with Jamie and he helped me do that too. Constantly surrounding and getting the attention of Vernon, helping him understand that I am genuinely somebody that can help. And finally, something you've never thought of before. But before that, once you start getting in these leads, you're going to need a place to actually keep your details. And this is where LENDLORD comes in. LENDLORD is today's video sponsor. I'm really proud to be affiliated with them in any way. It's an amazing use piece of software that I also use in order to track all of my leads coming through. And then when I'm ready to buy them, it helps track all of the mortgage and the finance available. And then once I get it through and I can purchase it using their platform, it then tracks my portfolio all the way through, tracking my rents, tracking my bank account, tracking my management agent, and of course when I need to refinance, which you can do through the platform. It's completely free to use, and it really is completely free for you to test out yourself. The link is below, and you want to get on there quick and download before that free offer is taken away. So what is it you never have thought of before? Letting agents. I know it sounds a bit weird, because why would you go to a letting agent? A letting agent doesn't actually sell properties, right? Well, no, you're absolutely right. Now, a lot of them do have a selling arm, but there's a lot of smaller agencies that don't actually sell property. They only do lettings for the residual ongoing income, right? Very, very common. But let's have this scenario. If they've got a portfolio landlord, let's say they've got 15 properties on the books, and they say, hey, look, the market's getting hot. I think it's a great time to exit and get some money. What do you think? The letting agent's going to go, no. You don't sell off the property. You keep it. You want to get the income, right? Don't bother selling it. Now, obviously, they're saying that because they've got a vested interest. But then that guy with the 15, or girl, with the 15 properties, then goes to another agent. Let's say Reed's Reigns up in Yorkshire, and they go, hey, can you sell this property? And they go, this is the best time to be selling. You want to shift this quick. Don't wait a month. The market's going to tank. We need to get it going now. Why? Because they've got a vested interest. But here's what happens. They then go to the buyer. Listen, you don't even need to worry your tenants. We can sell them tenanted to our investors. How great is that? And then what happens is they'll sell them, and then they go to the new buyer and go, oh, by the way, if you use us as your letting agent, we'll do the first 6 months management free. Okay, and if you want to keep us on, you keep us on, which everyone does. What happened to that poor little letting agent? They've just lost 15 of their contracts and their residual income. Here's where you come in. Imagine reaching out to this letting agent saying, hey, I'm looking to buy multiple properties, and I'm wondering if you've got anyone on your books with anywhere from 3 upwards properties that might be interested in exiting the portfolio. Even if they've got 1, I would consider it. What I'm looking for right now is buy-to-let properties, which obviously 100% of their properties are buy-to-let properties, between the price range of and for me it would be 2 to 4 bed houses between the price of 100 and 200,000, and I am happy to keep you mandated on the property for a minimum of 12 months, and if I'm happy with the service, I'll keep you going. I tend to send out a monthly to 8-week email, and every single time we get an influx of properties that they want to keep on their books, we buy and we follow through with the promise. I hope that's been helpful. They are just 3 of 26 ways that we find properties not online on RIGHTMOVE, Zoopla, or any of the others. If you found this helpful, let me know in the comments. And if you want me to do more videos like this, let me know also. If you're new to the channel and you want to find out more about property investing, make sure to hit the subscribe and the notification bell. And hey, on your way to the next video, make sure to hit the like button and download LENDLORD below.